Welcome back to another episode of Can You Game On It, where we check what's hot and what's not for your gaming desk. CK, roll the intro. Today, we're gonna bring you a special one, a lightweight mouse. One of the best mouse in the gaming industry. In fact, it's one of the best mouse in the esports scene. It's a strong competitor to the sweetheart of all gamers out there, the Logitech G Pro X Superlight. So, we bring to you today the Pulsar Xlite Mini V2. The Xlite V2 Mini Wireless is brought to you by a company called Pulsar. Pulsar is a South Korean company founded in 2020, and despite its young age, it's hit the mark in the gaming industry with great flagship mouse, just such as this one, and more products like the Paraspeed XXL mousepad we got here, and another secret sauce we're gonna bring to you soon. Let's look at the accessories in the box. So right away, you'll see the mouse greeting you in the box, as well as your dongle, which is pretty small, but it's a 2.4 GHz dongle capable of 1 millisecond response rate and 1000 Hz polling rate, which is considered one of the best for gaming. And you also got your adapter. So this USB thingy plugs into this adapter just like this, and it connects with the paracord cable, which is pretty flexible and it's pretty light, so it's pretty long as you can see, and it plugs in just like this. So yeah, so this cable can be used to extend your wireless capabilities, or you can directly plug it into the mouse like this, and it doubles as a charger, and it makes your wireless mouse wired for a moment as you charge. You still can play on it, so not a big deal to me, and it charges really quickly. So the mouse sports an ergonomic shape that's meant for right-hand usage, just like this. So unlike other lightweight mouse, for example the Superlight, this one is very comfortable for the right-hand gamers. Let's take a look at the design of the mouse. The V2 has a rigid body on the side, so it's to ensure that the structure and rigidity of the mouse is retained, as well as a more comfortable grip. If you put your hand on the mouse, it will naturally land on the solid part of the structure. As compared to previously, all your hands are on holes, and it's not that comfortable, so to speak. Another interesting feature is the mouse doesn't have a bottom. As you can see, the bottom of the mouse is all holes, and it features a nicely printed out PCB, a silkscreen PCB with the writings Xlite Wireless Competition and one size. So this one is the Xlite V2 Mini. So if your hands are small, this is considered small, the Mini will fit you perfectly. Let's say, for example, if you're using a Logitech G102, the measurements are almost the same, and you would say this will be a perfect fit for you. For larger hands, however, you can opt for the standard version, which is the Xlite V2 Wireless. Alright, the most interesting feature about this mouse is the weight, or the lack thereof. This mouse only weighs about 59 grams, which is a bit lighter, a marginally lighter weight than the Logitech G Pro X Superlight. But with those few grams, it makes all the difference, and it's snappy, it's responsive. Speaking about snappy and responsive, the clickies you got here, it's a Kyle GM 8.0 switch, which is just nice, tactile, and can also be said for the same for the sensor, which is a PixArt sensor, which contributes to 70 hours of battery life because it's a low power sensor. Despite it being a low power sensor, it's very responsive, and it's one of the best sensors in the esports is seen at the moment. So yep, Pulsar definitely knows its market, meaning that every component inside of this mouse is set to bring you to new heights in your esports career. So it's reported that this mouse can last up to 70 hours on a single charge. So just like I mentioned earlier, you can charge with the USB-C cable, and it charges pretty quickly. So you can bet that when you're doing work or you're watching a movie with your computer turned on, you can just plug it in and let it be. It will charge to 100% in a few hours, but it can last you up to 70 hours. So that's a huge plus for me, especially when it comes to gaming wireless mice. Because imagine this, you're clutching a 1v2 situation, you're about to win this, and suddenly your mouse gives up on you. So good job, Pulsar. This thing has never died on me in a gaming session, and I like it. So far, I've used this mouse for like 2 weeks, and I've only needed to charge it once, and that's not because the battery died, it's because it's just a bit too low for my liking. It was hovering around 30 to 40%. So I plugged it in, I charged it, and it's been another week or so of heavy gaming. It's only depleted by 15%. It's currently sitting about 80% on this one on a week of heavy gaming. So I can say the battery life can last you quite long, and it charges really quickly, so love it. While I sing praises for this mouse, and I can definitely say it's one of the best gaming peripherals I've used in the past few years, there are certain issues that I can't get over with. Okay, for example, just like every lightweight mouse that has cutouts on it, it's going to attract dust. For example, this one has been sitting on my desk for about 2 weeks, moderate gaming, so to speak, with some heavy gamings on the weekend, and it has attracted a bit of dust on the inside on the beautifully silkscreen printed PCB, and it kind of spoils the look of it. This has just been 2 weeks, so imagine it being 2 years on your desk, so you can imagine the dust clumping from the inside. So I would suggest that you take good care of it, good maintenance to avoid these issues. The next issue I have with this mouse is the awkwardly placed thumb buttons. So with these thumb buttons, as you can see over here, it's a bit high in terms of the positioning. So while you rest your thumbs like this, so you can say your thumbs are naturally placed in this position. However, when you want to press one of these buttons, you really need to take it out of place. And you know, it's a bit awkward. It's not there when you need it, but we can say that it's placed there to avoid misclicks, which, you know, happens. That's about it when it comes to the issues. Other than that, this is one of the best gaming mice ever tried in the past few years. And I've tried quite a lot. I've tried the G Pro X Superlite, I've tried the Cooler Master MM711 lightweight mouse, which weighs almost the same, but it's a wired mouse. But this one takes the cake, and you can actually make it better with the Super Glides. Let me just call out a friend who's used his mouse for about a few years, and he changed his skates. For those who don't know what skates are, it's these things that make your mouse glidey on the desk or your mouse pad. He changed his skates into a Super Glides, and let's see what he has to say.
Hey guys, it's me, Kelvin. So unfortunately, we couldn't get the Super Glides for the Pulsar Xlite V2, but we did get set for my own personal mouse, which is the Razer Death Adder V2 Pro, which I've been using for 3 years at this point. Come December, it's almost 3 years. And I have not changed the skates at all, you know. It was the old original PTFE skates. And immediately after changing into the Super Glides, I could immediately tell the difference. Initially, I was using it on my office mouse pad, which is a soft fabric mouse pad. And I was already like, okay, whoa, this is really smooth. I had to lower the sensitivity on the window settings and everything. It was just really weird to use at the start. And afterwards, when I went home to use my personal hard type mouse pad, the glidiness was even more pronounced. So even back there, I had to lower all my sensitivities. Even my in-game Valorant sensitivity, I had to lower it by quite a significant amount. With my old PTFE skates, it was a lot of under flicking. Like, I find myself having to fight my mouse when I flick. But after changing into the Super Glide skates, initially it was a lot of over flicking, because it's just so smooth. And even though I had to lower the sensitivity, it was still hard to get used to how smooth it was on my hard mouse pad. Not necessarily a bad thing, just something you had to get used to. And once I did, after using for 3 weeks, I just gotta say, probably won't be going back to PTFEs next time I change my skates. Honestly, there are basically no cons to changing from your original PTFE skates to these Super Glides, which are made from aluminum silicate glass. The only thing I would say is probably having to pay 109 ringgit. If you're gonna be using your mouse, you know, for the next 3-4 years, 109 bucks isn't too bad for a smoother experience. You know, good things all around. That's all I gotta say. Back to you, Juan.
Thank you, Kelvin, for the great explanation for what Super Glides are. I mean, I really wish we could get Super Glides for this one, but unfortunately it's so popular that it's not available in Malaysia at the moment. Going back to the Pulsar mouse, it's one of the best lightweight mice in the current esports scene, and while the G Pro X Superlite will cost you about north of 600, the Pulsar will set you back at about 319 ringgit, which is half of what you pay for a Superlite, and it's on par with all the best gaming mices out there. So if you're looking for a gaming mouse, look no further. I could strongly recommend the Pulsar Xlite V2 Mini Wireless for your daily gaming needs. While it doesn't have all the bells and whistles as the other gaming mice, it has the performance that you need to frag and to dominate the competition, especially in the esports environment. So go for it. And that wraps up our episode of Can You Game On It? So follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and you can visit us on sca.ign.com for more awesome gaming products. This has been Shazwan Bahri, and see you next time.